Yo.
Hi.
Right, I'm Isaac.
I'm Savannah. So we moved to Bali 3 weeks ago, and we decided to make a short YouTube video because we've had a lot of people from home message us and ask us about the process of moving and the visa, the cost. So we just thought that we'd put some of the information here together to help some other people, because before we moved, we got most of our information from other YouTube channels and from Instagram pages. But this is our first ever video, so
bear with us.
Yeah, bear with us, we're just learning. So the first thing that we're going to talk about is
visas.
So for the visas, the most useful thing I think was following Bali Solve and Bali Visas on Instagram. They have up-to-date information on the visas because the regulations here change all the time. The Indonesian government basically brings out a new rule and they say that they're going to implement it the next day. So it's very abrupt and it changes immediately. So for us, we came with a business visa. So there are two options. You can get visa on arrival and you can get business visa. So I'll tell you about visa on arrival, and Isaac, will talk about the business visa after. So visa on arrival has just been brought back in from the 8th of March, I believe. And visa on arrival is just for 23 countries on the list right now. So Ireland's currently not on the list. For the visa on arrival, it gets you 30 days. You can extend it once for another 30 days, so 60 days max. You get it in Bali Airport, so you have to fly directly into Bali Airport. And it costs roughly about €30. So it is a cheaper option, and it's obviously a quicker option because you don't have to submit your paperwork beforehand. You just do it when you arrive at the airport. But currently this one is not for Irish people, so we're not on the list of those 23 countries. But like I said, the lists change all the time, so it could have changed from the time of filming this video. So make sure that you check out Bali Solve and Bali Visas to see if it's changed since. And then we had to get the business visa.
So we applied for our visas through Bali Visas on Instagram, and I definitely recommend that. They do everything for you. Obviously, you just have to send them all your details, paperwork, copies of your passport, bank statements to show proof of funds.
And I think the proof of funds is about €1,500.
Yeah,
so
per person.
Yeah, per person. So you just send them that on WhatsApp and they give you the visas. So I think the processing time is about 10 days. Ours came within 7 days.
Yeah, we paid for an express service basically, and we got it a bit faster than usual. And then it was, I think, €250 altogether.
Yeah, €230. Compared to the €30, it's a lot more expensive, but definitely worth it. And for this one, it gives you 60 days on arrival, and you can extend it 4 times for 30 days more. So if you're planning on staying longer and your country is not on the list, you obviously have to go for this visa.
Yeah.
But it's still definitely worth it. I wouldn't have waited in Ireland any longer. It was worth the €230 and it was so easy.
Yeah.
So we'll link Bali Solve and Bali Visas. They're so helpful. I definitely go through them. We couldn't have done the paperwork without them.
Right, so the next thing we're going to talk about is housing, hotels, villas, stuff like that, and the areas to stay in. We're in Canggu at the moment, staying on in a hotel at Batu Belong, is it?
Yeah.
At Batu Belong Beach. Savannah kind of said that most of the expats.
What's an expat?
An expat. So most of the expats are staying here. Basically, most people are staying here.
Are you using my words and you don't know what they mean?
We decided to go with a hotel. We were going to book a villa before we came on Airbnb, but because we didn't know the areas, we just said it would be better if we check into a hotel for the first few weeks.
Just a safer option.
Yeah.
And the hotel worked out for 4 weeks. It was €600.
Yeah.
And when we were looking into villas, our budget for villas was €1,000 plus. So the hotel actually worked out cheaper, but there are cheaper options we found since we arrived. So if you didn't want to stay in a villa, you could stay in a homestay. So homestays are basically...
Homestays are basically just like you get your bedroom, you might have a kitchen area, or it could be a shared, like a common kitchen, but you basically just have your bedroom, shower, all that, and then it's more so a shared pool area and again maybe a shared kitchen area.
And I definitely recommend that for somebody that's traveling alone. So if you're like a solo traveler, sorry, there's just somebody walking by with a cowboy hat. He just laughs at everything. If you're a solo traveler, it's definitely a good way to meet people. We've been like meeting lots of people through homestays, and the homestays are actually really, really nice. They're basically like villas, but most of them have shared pools, so you meet a lot of people at the pool, and it's a really good option. It's far cheaper than renting a villa just for yourself. And then just to find homestays and villas, the most useful thing we found would be like Facebook groups.
Yeah, for villas, definitely Facebook groups, and the homestays, they're really like advertised everywhere.
Yeah, like there's actual physical signs. So if you're looking for a homestay, go to the area that you like, go around that area, and there's physical signs up. But some of them are actually advertised on Facebook groups, like Canggu Community Housing will be one that we used. People put up there that they're looking for someone to fill a room, even in shared villas. So maybe join some of those groups and put in a post for what you're looking for. We did that with a villa. Lots of people messaged us with villas that they had for rent, and it was quite easy. But we would say as well, go around and view the villas, because we found that a lot of them didn't look like they
didn't match up to their pictures, basically.
The one that we actually took,
catfish villas.
The one that we actually took then ended up, we weren't too pushed on it on Facebook, and when we went to view it, we completely fell in love with it. So it was like reverse catfish villa.
Yeah.
And our villa also, we looked it up afterwards, and it was advertised on Airbnb and on booking.com.
Yeah, for so much more. I think it was up for like 65 million a month, which is so expensive over here. I think that would work out near 3.5 grand
per month. But because we actually went and viewed it and dealt with the actual property owner, we got it for a fraction of the cost. So I definitely wouldn't look through Airbnb and booking.com for long stays. It's much more useful to use those Facebook groups and to actually view them in person and deal with them in person. And for ours, because we were going to rent it for at least 3 months, they actually gave us a discount. So maybe pitch that to them as well if you want to stay there longer. If I can pay you 3 months rent, or I can commit to 3 months or 6 months or however long it might be, you will probably get a discount as well.
We did have to pay the 3 months upfront to get the discount. That's the reason we got the discount. And
like we said, we're staying at Bali Belong. It's one of the areas in Canggu, and we love this area, full of cafes and bars. The roads are much quieter as well. Yeah.
Right, the next thing we're going to talk about is scooter rentals. So we rented a Honda Scoopy. We got a WhatsApp number. We got a WhatsApp number from our friend, and basically just texted him. He called up to the hotel, dropped the scooter off, had to give him a copy of our passport, and just sign a couple of things and pay. We paid 600k for the month, and I think that works out at like €35, was it?
Yeah. We found that when we actually priced it through the hotel, it would have been like double or triple if we had rented it through the hotel. So we would recommend just getting numbers off people. Everybody here is driving scooters. No matter who you meet, they're going to have a number of who they rented their scooter off, and a lot of the locals own like lots and lots of scooters that they rent. So we're actually just renting it from a local guy, and it was much cheaper. He rents it month to month. For our scooter, the gas prices,
I think it
usually works out at about €2 a week.
Yeah, to fill it, it's about £2. Yeah,
so it's really cheap. And both of us are currently going on the same scooter because I'm too afraid. The roads here are like crazy. And I probably would be a lot more confident if I didn't just have Isaac driving all the time.
Yeah, but I do tell you need to drive.
I know, if I'm just saying, if I didn't have you, maybe I would drive more.
Yeah.
I just kind of like rely on you. So it's not as scary as people make it out to be.
No, it is a little bit like, you do be a little bit nervous at the start.
Like to begin with, your first day, you just said you didn't like it.
Yeah.
Now you think that you're...
Maybe not I don't think I was as nervous, but like a lot more cautious. Like for example, if on the first day coming up to like a junction, I'd almost like wait until there's space to move out, whereas now I think it's...
You edge out.
Yeah, it's like if you're not first, you're last. You kind of just butt out and you let other people wait for you.
Yeah, you get used to it. You get more confident. Even the first few days on the back of the scooter, I was so nervous. I've never been a nervous passenger. In a car, or like I was just like terrified on the back of the scooter. My mom is like a really nervous passenger and it wrecks my head when she's in my car. And now I feel like it actually like resonates with me. I know how she feels. It was the first time that I actually like felt scared for my life. But
it is different over here though. Like
Isaac also thinks that he's a pilot.
I am a pilot now.
No.
Be zipping around on a thing.
But yeah, the scooter is not as scary as people make it out to be. Scooter rental, ours is like one of the smaller ones, so it's about €35, but you can get bigger scooters, which would be slightly more expensive, but it's still very cheap. And ours is, like we said, about €2 a week to top up with gas.
Yeah.
So one of the most useful things that we got before we moved here were Revolut cards. Revolut is basically like a banking app. If you're Irish or English, you've probably already heard about it, but you can just apply for Revolut and get a Revolut card. It basically helps you to transfer money between your account, so between my account and his, and there's no charges. And also with Revolut, you can change the currency in your app, so you can pay using whatever currency they're using in the country that you're in right now. So we found that it helped us a lot with budgeting, because with Revolut, when you use your card, it comes up in the app how much you've spent in euro. So in the beginning, it was probably like difficult to comprehend how much we were spending, because €1 is equal to 16,000 rupees. But every time that we used our card, the app would give us a notification to say you've spent €2.50 or you have spent €3.50.
Yeah.
So it definitely helped with budgeting.
Yeah.
But you definitely do need to get a physical card.
So yeah, you need a physical card because if you're like me, I used Apple Pay a lot. Like I'd have the virtual card on my phone and I'd basically tap that everywhere. But you need the physical card over here. They don't even accept tap anywhere over here, so you always need to actually insert your card and put in your PIN code.
Yeah. But you can use your Revolut cards at ATM machines here as well to take out money. So it works. Yeah, it works out
no fees.
A lot cheaper than using your actual bank card. So I definitely recommend getting Revolut before you come.
Yeah. No, again.
Okay, so basically.
No, again.
So they're like basically most of the topics that we thought would be helpful. So things like housing, Revolut, visas,
scooter rental, all of that stuff,
and the areas. But if we've left out anything and you have any other questions, just comment below and we will get back to you. We don't have any subscribers, or we don't have any...
We will have a lot of subscribers. We have loyal friends.
We have loyal friends, but what I'm saying is we're not too busy to reply to your comments. Leave your comments below. One thing I would say is if you're thinking of moving, not just to Bali, but moving away full stop, like this is your sign to do it. It's not as difficult as you think. Yeah. I found that when we came back from Canada, there were so many people saying to me, you're so lucky that you could move away. And I understand if you have things like kids or you have a mortgage, yeah, it's difficult, but it's not about luck. You don't need to have saved up too much money to move away.
Yeah, anyone can do it.
Anyone can do it.
Just get the finger out and give it a try. If you don't like it, you can go home.
Yeah, and it's so easy to meet people. We've only been here 3 weeks. We've met so many people. So if you are considering moving away, even moving to Bali, definitely just do it. I couldn't recommend it more.
Give it a go.
Okay, and maybe we'll see you here. Bye.